Good morning. My name is Wilna and Happy New Year. It's literally New Year's Day and I'm quickly doing the voiceover for this video because I really want to share it on my blog. I love Ollie Edwards' one little word concept, and every year I choose a word to just, I think, describe my intention for the year. And then I love to make a layout about my word. And the layout goes into a little case in my scrapbook room where it's on display for the whole year to remind me. That's as much as I do with my one little word, even though I think I love the idea of intentions versus New Year's resolutions. I think intention is a softer and a kinder way to approach the new year. But that's just a personal thing. But anyway, so my word is shine, and it's not a vain type of shine. It's more the idea is it's shining from the inside out. That's my whole plan or intention. Okay. I'm always for having a more meaningful life, working, cultivating peace and beauty, all from the inside out. That is just who I am as a person, and that's really what my intention is. So I got these little lights from scrapbook.com. They're made by Prima and they are called Loomies, little LED lights, 3 yards. And what I did was I made a cut file of the word shine that you can find on my blog as a free download. And then I placed it on a white piece of paper and I sprayed just with the yellow spray paint. I just sprayed it so the word shine is actually on this white piece of paper. And now I'm just tracing the word with these little loomies, and I'm using hot glue and tape just to hold it down. So I don't want to, you'll see what I do later on, but I'm going to cover it with another piece of paper, and so you don't really see the lights, but you see the light of the lights. If that makes sense, you'll just watch people. I will show you. If you hear some background noise on this video, it's because I woke up this morning and it's New Year's Day, right? And I came home late from visiting with friends, and I just said to my girls, just don't, Tia had friends over here, and I said to her, just don't let anyone drink and drive, and they can sleep over. And I woke up this morning and there was like 3 boys sitting in my living room, and I'm like, oh, people. And it's kind of weird because we're just a household of girls, right? But they're very sweet and very polite, and I said to them if they want anything to drink, and very Canadian, no thank you ma'am, and it was kind of sweet. But I'm very happy when teenagers are wise, and it's not even that they were drunk, they just had a drink, and it's not teenagers, they're all in university, so don't worry, it's not too. But anyway, so it's 10 in the morning and all the boys are still here, and so it's kind of noisy in my house, but I really want to finish this video and post it on my blog to celebrate the new year and to celebrate my word. So here you can just see how I'm adding the little lights around a word, and it's kind of tricky. It's not that simple. The last bit I didn't use as much hot glue, which is actually good, because the hot glue really complicated it. It was easier once I just started to use the Scotch tape, and that's actually, if I can give you some advice, just use Scotch tape because they bend very easily. You can see the little wire bends so easily, and if you just adhere it, it's so light it will stay in place. You don't have to glue it down. You can also see I'm trying that the lights don't touch the word, and you'll see later on how I'm going to use the piece of the word shine that was left on my silhouette cut mat just to place it over the yellow, because I don't want the yellow. That was just to guide me in a way. So you can see how easy it is once I start using the tape. And I really got to bed very late last night, and you can probably hear it in my voice, right? But I've had like 3 cups of coffee and 6 glasses of water, so I'm hydrated, which is good. Right, so there you can see when you place the top part, let's call it bottom part and top part, over the word, it covers it. So now I'm just going to cover it with the actual word on the bottom part. I don't mind if there's a tiny bit of yellow shining through, but I don't want the yellow actually. That was just a personal preference. It's totally up to you. You can see when you turn it, the little battery connects and then it's bright, and then you can just switch it off. And this is the idea. Okay, so there's the top part. So now I'm going to place the bottom part somewhere else, and I'm going to start playing on this top part. Okay, so I discovered an amazing product, and you can see it right there in my hands. It's called Brazil double thick cardstock, and Brazil sent me some cardstock probably 6 months ago, and I'm working through this stack, and I got to this double thick batch, and I couldn't believe how amazing it is, and I just totally fell in love with it. So this is my new favorite product for the next year, I think. And I went on scrapbook.com and I ordered some immediately, because the idea of not having it is amazing. It's not a good one. And you can really you have to do a double cut with the silhouette, so that's how thick it is. But it's beautiful and it's white, and I love the pure, the fact that it doesn't have any texture on it. And I think it will be great for some beautiful projects as well as silhouette cuts. So I'm taking inks and I'm just going to splatter some paint on it first. So I'm doing pink and light pink and all sorts of colors. So I'm basically creating a texture that will be like the bottom layer of this top layer. It's getting very complicated, right? This layer is like a scrapbook saga, It's like, I don't know, are you on the edge of your seat? I'm sorry, I'm just being silly. Anyway, so now I'm doing yellow, just splattering away. And at this stage, I don't really know what I want to do. But you will see how the page develops, and it develops more because I'm covering up what I don't like than intentionally doing something. But in the end, I absolutely loved how everything worked together. So you can see there's some mint green, there's some yellow, there's some dark pink, light pink splatters in it, and it looks like confetti from where I'm looking at. And now once this is dry, let's see what I do next. Okay, I'm placing vellum over it because I'm thinking maybe I should tone it down. But then I thought, no, let's add more stuff. So I'm using a Tim Holtz stencil with stars and some regular gel. And I'm just scraping it over the stencil. You can't really see it there. And now I'm doing another piece on just moving it a tiny bit. The gel is not super thick. That's not my intention to make it very thick. But you'll see in a second what I'm going to do. And yes, you guessed it. Glitter! Yay for New Year. And just sprinkle it over a tiny bit. I just giggled. Someone said that glitter is like Edward's ashes, you know, from Twilight. So ever since I heard it, I think about that. But you can see how it looks on the paper that was underneath it. So once this is dry, and I mean, I love the look of the gold, and it's a really shiny look. You can't really see it, but it is. So now I'm just going to add a tiny bit of watercolor, and I wanted a mint green, but in the end it was too soft for me. I just wanted something with a little bit more pop. And I'm painting over the stars and gel, and you can see I'm holding my brush very lightly. I don't want too much water and stuff on the page, because I've never painted on the double thick cardstock and I didn't know how it's going to react. And I was pressed for time, so I did not have the time or the energy to remake this page. So at this stage, I'm just fervently praying that it will work out. I added some more pigment to the green, a beautiful turquoise color, but it was still not what I wanted. Okay, and then I decided to go a little darker. So I have this beautiful turquoise watercolor paint that Winsor & Newton made, and I just brought it out, and that was like the perfect color. And because I use some regular gel for the stars, what happens is that it resists the paint, so the stars shines through, and in the end it created a absolutely gorgeous texture. I just loved the texture that the paint created. Here you can see how beautiful that color is, blue, and the blue is my all-time favorite color. And look how pretty this looks. So when this happened, I was so happy. I'm like, yay, finally, it's happening. And I'm just painting on a cut off, or just a old, well, what do you call it? Like a piece of paper that I can throw away, you know. So a little bit of paint splatters. I love how the paint is, you know, falling on the page. I love the texture. I love the way the little stars are shining through. And now I'm just turning the page around, because I don't want the top part to stick to the bottom part. And believe me, you know, once watercolor dry, it can glue two pieces of paper together like no one's business. Really, just trust me on this. Okay, so you can see there how the stars is shining through. I love the background texture, but I love how the word shine is really defined, and you can actually see it more clearly because of the darker blue. So I just love it. So very happy. At this stage, I still didn't know how I'm going to finish the page, so I decided to just go to yoga. And then on the yoga mat, I was lying thinking about it, and I decided that what I'm going to do and how I'm going to finish it, and it really worked out well. So stay tuned for the saga. It's continuing. Okay, so I did another cut with watercolor paper because I want the top part to be really very sturdy, and now I'm just going to stick it down on it. So this is like the skeleton, the bottom part. It's just a little bit of a skeleton, using a little bit of hot glue just to get to those small places that tape doesn't stick to. So now this top part is really sturdy, and that's exactly what I wanted. So I'm just going to cut away, because I used a 12 by 18 piece of watercolor paper to cut it. And I'll bring in the lights now so you can get an idea where I'm going with this. And look there, how cute is that? Right. The last phase of this project was to put it all together. So I wanted to lift the top part from the bottom part quite a bit, because I want that three-dimensional look, and because it's going in a little case that I have in my scrapbook room for my one little word layout of the year. It could be a little three-dimensional, so it's not going into an album, it's going into this little display frame, and I decided to just lift it off of the background quite a bit. So I have these cardboard pieces that I just cut, and now I'm just going to adhere them, and I'm going to adhere another piece on top of that. So that means that it's really going to lift off from the background quite a bit. And I'm really just speeding up this process super fast because there's not really anything to it. And then I just use little pieces in between the word just to support it from that side. And you will see I'm going to add some pop dots as well, just to give it more support, So when you place your layout on top, you can see how beautiful the word shine shines through, no pun intended. And this is really coming together in a lovely way for me. So I'm just adding some tape, and I'm just going to adhere it to the background. And the hot glue won't work as well here because you can't adhere it in stages. You have to adhere it all at once. And the layout is almost done. So the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a piece of transparency or acetate on top of it. This is something that I bought from Amazon, and you buy a packet of 25. Ollie was talking about it on her blog one day, and I saw it and I bought it. And what I did was I used the exact same silhouette cut on the acetate, and I just cut through it. So just a little tip here, the acetate, I did a double cut, and then I did another double cut. I just said cut again. So actually the blade went through it 4 times, and then the word shine came apart. So you can't just do acetate once and think it will work. You can see how I measured my photograph just by cutting that little piece out so that it just works a little better on the, it follows the form of the E. And now I'm just adding a tiny bit of hot glue and some pop dots just to keep those middle parts secure. So what I do is I stack the foam dots, not pop dots, foam dots, and then I just use a little bit of hot glue at the top and bottom just to keep it there, because I don't want them falling out halfway through it. But another thing on the transparency, it really gives it a beautiful shine. You can see there, it's a lovely finished look. And what I did was I cut through it, the shine word, and then it said unload, but I didn't unload it. I just said do a cut again, and then it just loads it, and it cut on exactly the same line again. So don't unload your mat, just put it through again. Then you'll have the exact same cut. Otherwise, if you remove it and you have to feed it in again, it will cut maybe a millimeter to the left or right, and you don't want that. So I'm just adding a tiny bit of embellishments on my page, chipboard from the Maggie Holmes Shine collection, which is quite appropriate here. And now I'm going to add my journaling with a permanent marker on top of the transparency. And that's really exactly what I wanted. So if you put on the lights, look at the layout. And this is the final layout. And look how shiny it is. The top, how beautiful the pen wrote on the transparency. And look how lovely those gold stars are shining through the blue paint, and I just absolutely love this layout. Thank you for sitting through my video this morning and all my ramblings. I just want to really wish you a happy new year, and I hope that you shine this year. I hope that it's a wonderful, blessed new year, and I'll see you soon with some more videos on my blog. Bye.